Favourite bits of the week now because I get to eat some food. Tony Sloan is here. He is a chef at Fellows Morton and Clayton, which is on the Nottingham waterfront, if we're calling it that. Probably over-egging it a bit, on the canal. Tony, welcome. Thank you for coming in.
Hi, Francis.
You've got an interesting idea then, to bring back something old-fashioned back into our kitchens. And I think there's a market for that at the moment, going back to traditional ways. Mm-hmm. So what are we going to do?
We have on the menu today potted beef.
Potted beef. Now, we've heard of potted shrimp, which you can still buy, when you go up to Morecambe for a day trip.
Yeah.
Or
potted
Skeggy.
salmon.
Potted salmon. But this is beef.
This is beef.
Used to happen a lot because it's... Well, you explain why it was popular.
Yeah, it's been around for, centuries now, potting food. It's a way of preserving meat. So long, slow cooking processes. And, the days before refrigeration, we needed to find another way for keeping food for a while and developing flavour. And potted beef is one of them. It contains a little bit of salt just to help the preservation process. We reduce all the liquid out of it because water tends to lower the shelf life of food. And we cut off the oxygen, because we cover that with butter. and that's what helps preserve the beef.
What are you trying to do to me, Tony? So I'm eating butter and meat. Yum.
Yeah, and it's great as part of a balanced diet, I must state that. And I know we've just had Christmas, but...
Yeah. Well, actually, you've brought some with you, which is lovely, and some bread and a little bit of salad.
Shall I dig some out?
Will you? That would be nice. It's a sort of lunchtime thing you can have, isn't it? Like spread it on a bit of bread like you would pâté.
Yeah. It's... well, you can have it as a starter.
Yes.
Or you can have it as a snack.
Yeah.
And it's great for a picnic basket as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
and if I was to do that and put it in the fridge, you reckon a good 10 days it'll be fine for?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, certainly.
Okay.
Do you want me to pass that over to you?
Oh, please.
Because I'll just get it all over the place if I do that, really.
Okay. I'll dig my fork in, a little bit of bread.
And there's some bread there if you want it.
And as I'm doing this, tell me what sort of beef you'd want to buy to put into this.
Any cheap cuts, you can use it for potted beef. So shin,
braising, brisket.
all the tough meats, chuck steak.
Yeah.
You can even use leftovers from, say, a Sunday roast. So, say...
It does taste nice. It's nice and peppery.
Say no one turned up for the Sunday roast and you got a big piece left. You can reconstitute that. You can put that in water and you can slow cook it until it breaks down, just the same as you would meat in its raw state.
And then you sort of press it down into a pot. Yeah.
So you cook that for about 2 or 3 hours. Chucking some onions in there. You must remember the Shipham's beef and onion paste. Do you remember that?
Not really.
No.
No.
Well, that was a potted beef with onion. I like onion in mine, so lots of onion in the pan. And you cook it until it all breaks down to a pulp, really. You want to take the liquid out of there, and it concentrates all that flavour. And then you whack it in a food processor.
Oh, right, to blitz it up. And
yeah.
It's almost like a pâté, but it isn't, because it's still fibrous, but it's still quite, squidgy.
Yeah, but you can have it any consistency you want, really. So the more you process it, the more smooth it becomes.
It's lovely. We'll talk some more then about these techniques and the sort of foods that are, doing well at the moment on BBC Radio Nottingham, 13 minutes past 11.
I'm Dean Jackson and I live in Arnold.
This is Robin Chipperfield. I've been in Nottinghamshire for...
Song, because I have been troughing the potted beef. Oh, it's lovely. Quite a traditional thing to be eating. It's proper food, this, isn't it, Tony?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I can see you're really enjoying it there, Francis.
Yes.
That's a good sign.
Well, you brought a nice salad as well, which I have been eating. Yeah. A little bit of bread. There is a huge sort of lid of butter on it, but then you could use that to put on your bread, and away you go.
Yeah, a little chef's tip is to just take it out of the fridge, just let it come up to room temperature a little bit, take the chill off it, and just put it on a warm grill just to melt a little bit. Not melt it all away, just give it a glaze, and that helps start off the the digging in there. So you got a little bit of melted butter you can put on the bread. That's
lovely.
A good little tip.
It's a shame we haven't got a grill here. Now, in this beef that you've slow cooked and then you've blitzed up and pressed into a pot with the butter on the top, you can add a few extra bits and bobs. I mean, for instance, you've put some grated nutmeg in with it.
Yeah.
Bit of mace if you have it.
Yeah, mace is the shell of the outer. It's the outer casing of a nutmeg, and it's slightly sweeter. So if you've got mace, great, but nutmeg does just as well. And you will tell a difference between not having nutmeg inside it and having it inside it, basically. Yes. It really does bring the flavour out quite a lot. Yeah.
No, it is lovely. It's certainly more than just a beef in there, although it doesn't look like anything more than just beef. It's a funny one. Lovely. So, Tony, you do work at Fellows, Morton and Clayton, but also you've got your catering company. And you were telling me that you go around and you'll do dinner parties in people's homes, and also give cooking lessons.
That's right, yeah.
Is there much demand for that round
here?
In the East Midlands?
A lot of people want to learn how to cook nowadays.
Yeah, and they'll pay money to have some coaching in their house.
They will, yeah, but we'll get a few people around, so it'll be maybe 3 or 4 people, and it's a bit of fun, you know. And
is it men that come to you, or is it all sorts?
All sorts. I've got a guy lined up next. He's really interested. He does lots of barbecues. He wants to know tips on barbecues.
Yeah.
So guys want to know as well, you know. So it's good. The nice thing about doing it at home is that they get to use their own equipment and they're in their own environment, so they can replicate exactly what they've been doing when we've had the lessons. So that's a great advantage.
I've had people ask me for advice and go through recipes at the stove with them, but so I just sense they're not really listening. These are fellas. But at least if they're paying you, you know they want to learn.
Sometimes you need a good student. Really, everyone needs a good student as well as a good teacher. You need to have a good student, and
it's no good husbands and wives trying to teach each other. I find
no, and you can't have anyone interfering. That's a chef thing, not a guy thing.
Yeah, I'm talking about my husband teaching me. By the way, he is a wonderful cook, and there are certain dishes he does, and then there's some that I do, and he goes off and learns things secretly. So I want to be taught, but somehow the cards are close to the chest.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more open than that.
Are you?
Yeah, a bit more laid back.
When you do dinner parties, what sort of things do you find people want now?
Well, I actually give a fixed menu.
Right.
And but if people want to, have a bespoke menu, something that they want to try, then we can build up whatever menu they want, really. But people tend to play it safe for dinner parties. You don't get that many people that are adventurous. So, of course, chicken dishes are always popular and beef dishes.
Yes, true. You don't want to be serving up mussels or something to people that might have a shellfish allergy or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I just wonder about the trends in food. It's lovely having this old-fashioned potted beef here, for instance. But on Christmas Day, I did something I wouldn't have done, 5 years ago, and that was I did make a bit of a prawn cocktail sauce and slapped it on some freshly fried up, prawns in a bit of garlic and some salmon. Basically a posh prawn cocktail. But it's quite acceptable now to be doing this 70s, 80s food again.
Yeah, I like retro.
Yeah.
I do, yeah. What's retro? Black Forest Gatto.
We always say, don't we? Yeah. Bit of Angel Delight.
Yes. Blancmange.
Yes.
Got to bring some of that back, yeah.
And cheese and pineapple on sticks.
Yeah. Yeah.
In some homes it never went away, of course.
Yeah. I actually did that for a buffet, for a christening a few months back. But I did it with a twist.
Yeah.
So you get fresh pineapple and you dice it. But I thought, I'm going to make pineapple and cheese on sticks look different and look good. So I got some Emmental, sliced Emmental, and I made a fold. And so it looked like a folded piece of cheese, like an envelope, and then the pineapple on top. I thought, that's the best I can do to make cheese and pineapple on sticks better.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. All right, well, thank you so much. There's a link to Tony's website if you're interested in his services on ours, but it's sloanscatering.co.uk.
Can I say hello to the guys at Fellows? I know they're going to be listening. Just going to say hello to the guys behind the bar and the guys in the kitchen.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Oh, we heard something shocking. I must tell you this story, Tony. This morning we had Nick Tegadine here from APAS, and we were talking about making sure you get your full measure in a pub. He said there was a pub in Nottinghamshire, but I can't say which one, where he was with someone who they poured him the pint, and once the heads sort of settled down a bit, there was like a good inch and a half short. So he said, "Can you top that up?" Passed it across the bar. The barman said, "Oh, all right then." Took the pint off him, picked up the drip tray, and topped the pint up with the drip tray. This was in the last few days in Nottinghamshire. Can you believe it?
That can't be a pub.
It's a training issue. Just tell me your staff don't do that.
No, they don't. We're very good there.
All right, brilliant. Thank you very much. Tony Sloan from Fellows Morton and Clayton, and also runs his own catering company. Our website, bbc.co.uk/Nottingham. Click on Radio Nottingham, and then on today's show, and all the details you need should be in there.